Good Monday afternoon, everyone. I'm Liz Hurley with this 48 FastCast, our digital newscast, bringing you the latest news in 10 minutes or less. We begin today in Decatur, where an 18-year-old is dead, 3 others injured following a wreck. Police say about 10 o'clock last night, the driver lost control of the car, ran off the road and hit a tree. This happened at the intersection of Betty Street and Spring Avenue Southwest. The driver was taken to the hospital where he died from his injuries. Officials say 3 juvenile passengers were also taken to the hospital. The cause of the accident remains under investigation. A Madison County man pled guilty to murder for killing another man. Sean Burns was sentenced to 25 years behind bars for the 2022 shooting and killing of Brandon Craig of Harvest. Officers say Craig was shot multiple times and pronounced dead on the scene.
Your Monday afternoon, tracking a few showers and storms out there. Nothing severe, but popping some heavy rain across the area right now. Look at the radar. You can see where some of that rain is falling right along 65 from Pulaski through Athens, Decatur to Hartselle, all the way down to Coleman. And even a pocket of some heavy rain now moving into Harvest and lifting north through Hazel Green and New Market. This is mainly just heavy rain. You got a little lightning with it. And again, nothing severe, but there's that pocket of heavy rain to the north of Huntsville. And then you pick up a pretty solid dose of heavy rainfall in the Coleman County area, and that is lifting north and east. So if you live in Vinemont or Hartselle or Falkville, some heavy rain coming your way, eventually into Somerville and also Eva. And we'll track this rainfall through the early evening hours, and then it will back off, mainly cloudy overnight and muggy with a low temperature around 70. And if you miss out on the rain for the rest of the day today, you have multiple opportunities for the week ahead, and I'll time them all out for you coming up in your full weather forecast.
Big news today from the Plains. Auburn's men's basketball head coach Bruce Pearl announced he's retiring. Pearl led the Tigers to more than 260 wins, 2 SEC championships, 2 Final Four appearances in 2019 and 2025 since taking over that program in 2014. Pearl's son Steven is expected to take over as head coach. The Auburn Tigers tip off their 2025-26 season November the 3rd as they welcome Bethune-Cookman to Neville Arena. A local man preparing to embark on a bike ride more than 400 miles long. We'll hear from him after the break. A Hartselle man is planning to ride his bicycle across 3 states, spanning almost 450 miles. Russ Gordon planning to ride the entire length of the Natchez Trace Trail, running through Alabama, Tennessee, and Mississippi. Earlier this month, he cycled the entire length of Georgia's Silver Comet Trail and Alabama's Chief Ladiga Trail, totaling 100 miles. Gordon says that he's been training for the Natchez Trail for years now.
Decades ago, I read a book about the Natchez Trace and its history, and it fascinated me. There's so much history along that trail. It's a bicycle trail. And when I learned that, I decided that's on my bucket list. I am going to ride that trail one of these days on a bicycle.
Way to go. Gordon is dedicating this ride to Dory Lawrence, a girl he bonded with when he played the role of Santa. Lawrence took her own life. Gordon is using this trip as an opportunity to raise money for a local suicide prevention group.
Now, your 48 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist Jeff Denoyer.
I'm watching him in the videos there, and I'm like, boy, he looks like Santa Claus, like totally with that beard. That beard was rocking, by the way. Some rain rocking in New Market and up towards Pulaski down to Decatur and Coleman. Some lightning strikes with this too. This is not severe weather, but it's some heavy rainfall, and we certainly could use some rainfall, so it's not a bad thing. Right along 65. If you're east and you're west, not so much going on. We're going to be watching this area of rain back into Mississippi towards Memphis, Tennessee. See if it continues to make it all the way here. Forecast models hinting that it will fizzle out before it gets here. So what you see now, what we have going on, is pretty much the last gasp for today before we track more rainfall for the middle part of the week. Temperatures probably going to end that consecutive streak of 90 plus today for many locations, just because we had more clouds and we also have some rain falling across the area, and therefore some areas got really close to 90, and then the rain came, and now it's cooled us all back into the 70s and even a few 80s out there. It is still incredibly humid though, so whatever you have for your temperature, it feels very summer-like for the first full day of fall, as the temperatures up in the 80s, dew point 60s to 70 makes it feel pretty uncomfortable outside. 3-day forecast will take the rain back a bit on Tuesday. Middle Tennessee viewers would have a little higher chance, but when the more widespread rain gets here will be Wednesday and Thursday. Severe weather threat looks relatively low, but some gusty winds and some heavy rainfall. That will be a frontal boundary that moves through and eventually drop your temperatures back. We go from mid-80s on Wednesday to around 80 degrees on Thursday, and it will certainly start to feel a bit more fall-like by the end of the week, especially once the rain moves out. How much rain by the Thursday night time frame? Looks like a good swath of about 1 to 3 inches, higher totals to our north. This is all beneficial rain, and even though we have back-to-back rainy days for Wednesday and Thursday, something that we could really use. Once the rain backs off on Friday, setting you up for a pretty nice weekend. Sunshine. Temperatures on Saturday and Sunday will be in the low to mid 80s during the afternoon.
Thank you, Jeff. That'll do it for this edition of 48 FastCast. We will be back shortly with Before the 4 and AJ Weist. Then tune in at 4, 5, 6, and 10 today on WAFF 48 for the top stories of the day. I'm Liz Hurley. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great Monday afternoon.